Hello, everybody, and welcome to Two Waygooks in Korea. My name is Steven.
My name is Josh.
And we are both English teachers living in South Korea. And in this episode, we're going to talk about 5 interesting things that we've kind of learned or discovered since we moved here.
Well, I mean, some of these we kind of knew beforehand, but for the most part, yeah.
Now, I'm an idiot. I didn't know any of these things before I moved here.
You didn't do your research is why.
I did not do my research very well. I was like, Korea? K-pop? Let's go! And I went.
Sungjian? Let's go.
Let's get in there. Running Man, I can see Running Man live. Let's do this. But anyways, so we're gonna start with the first thing, and the first thing is really 3 things, but it all has to do with kind of the culture of sex in Korea.
Yeah. So for a lot of Asian families, it's really common for you to live at home with your parents for a really long time, maybe even after you get married, to live with your parents. It's definitely the case here in Korea. A lot of their, the newlyweds will still be living with their in-laws in like an apartment or something. So you don't really have a lot of privacy. Asian families and privacy don't really go hand in hand. So
they knock on your door like, "What you doing?
You masturbating in there?
Your hand in your pants?
Take your hand out of your pants. Go study."
But
it's true though.
It's true. But it's like a combination of no privacy. You're living at home until you're 30, 35 sometimes.
Yeah.
And like the walls are thick as shit. And
thin.
Thin as shit. Sorry. Ain't no basements. Ain't no nothing. It's not like there's a lot of empty kind of areas in most Korean cities.
Yeah.
So there are kind of 2 big places where people can go and have some alone time. The biggest one are love motels.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
These are motels that you rent out by hourly rates, and you basically go in there, and they have a lot of entertainment. They have a karaoke system sometimes, a TV, like a bathtub. Steven and I have been to like a love motel before. Just stayed in it.
Not for love.
Not together.
For the hotel part.
Don't get twisted.
Because it was cheap.
It was cheap.
And that was like the best hotel I've ever stayed in here.
Which is kind of strange.
Like it was a really nice hotel.
But yeah. So one of them was a love motel.
Like see through. Like when you're showering, we all had to be like, "Yo, turn your head."
Don't look at my junk.
Because we had like 4 dudes in there, right?
Yeah, 4 dudes.
Yeah. Don't look at my junk when you're like. It was for love. It was for love. And we had some love. We brought some love. So love hotels, there's a bunch, even in our city. It's not even that big of a city.
Yeah.
But, it's usually around, like, the express bus terminal. It's a lot of love hotels. Or, like, the downtown area. Or any place where there's a big business.
Yeah.
There'll be some love hotels.
And they'll be called motels, not love motels.
Right.
Yeah, so, like, my kids, they joke around, and they say motel. And when I first got here, I didn't really get the joke. But then hotels are the hotels that we are accustomed to in the Western world, and motels are for the bumping and bumping them,
And it's not like Japan where it's like blatant, like this is where you go to bump chingus,
Bump your uglies here.
But like everybody knows it. Everybody knows it here.
Yeah,
it's just how you do.
It's given fact, yeah.
Kind of a smaller, cheaper, lesser known ones are these things called like DVD rooms.
Yeah.
Originally, people still go there, I think, to watch movies. You kind of rent a room. It's like a karaoke room. You rent a room. It's got a TV and a nice system. It's
like
dark.
A couch.
Got a couch.
Order some food.
Don't bring a black light. You get some food and you just watch the movies. You choose whatever movie you want to watch. You can watch it. But they have also kind of transitioned into being cheap alternatives to do the bang banging.
Getting some.
Yeah, you go to Norabong, you're going to do some bong. You go to DVD bong, you're going to bong bong.
Well, supposedly, like, even Norebongs, people go there to get some privacy. You know, I'm not sure if they actually bump uglies there, but...
some of them are really nice, the ones we've been into.
Yeah,
like, some of those couches, like, you could do some. You can do worse. It's better than in your tiny, tiny-ass car.
Car sex.
Yeah. And so, the third thing, though, is... It has not been confirmed by us, because neither one of us is man enough to walk in there and ask for some.
But we've heard from friends, and Korean friends especially also, that they have these things called, double barbershops. Right?
It's like, the barbershop, it's like a swirling kind of red and blue like thing on the outside.
A pole. Barbershop
pole. The barbershop pole, where it's like, hey, barbershop. In Korea, they have singular ones, and those are actually haircutting places.
Yeah.
Then they have double barbershop ones.
Barbershop poles, though.
So the double barbershop places, supposedly those are where you go for your happy ending times. your kind of dick massages, if you know what I mean.
I got tension down there.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're like everywhere. I have one right next to my school.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's next to a high school, a middle school, and an elementary school. Like, it's really close to all three of them.
And we're pretty sure that they are what they are. There was one time we were walking back, I think, getting some food, and it was really late at night, maybe like 11 or maybe even midnight. Yeah. And there's just a whole bunch of dudes just chilling outside, like smoking, like, what you doing? Get your haircut so late.
And it's like, supposedly it's a very common thing for guys to do it. It's just what you do. It's not weird. It's like a regular thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as regulated as like some places, maybe like Amsterdam, where they have people register with the state. Like the prostitutes and things like that register with the state. They have like a whole system for that. Sure. I'm not sure how it really works here. It might kind of be accepted like culturally or publicly, but not really by the government. Yeah. So.
And one of my friends was telling us a story about just kind of, there's a lot of buying sex kind of things. And the reason is because Korean people, they work so hard. Either they're studying for exams before college, they're working in college, they're studying for an exam to get a job, or they're in a job like at Samsung or Kia or any of those major companies where they have to work a shit ton of hours. They don't got time for the meet and greet.
So when they work hard, they play hard just as hard. So
yeah, you pay money for that, but you do what you do. Yeah. All right. Second interesting thing in Korea. Number two is how age works in Korea. Now, I knew that I would be older in Korea than I would be at home, but I didn't really know how it worked or why, really. Yeah. So why don't you explain how age kind of happens here?
So, Korean people, when you're inside your mother's belly, in her womb, you technically age 1 year during that 9 months or however long of fertility.
We ain't no doctor. We ain't doctors.
Yeah. It varies, right? But in that time, you gain a year.
So once you come out,
you're 1 year old. And everybody gets 1 year older on New Year's Day. So right now, I'm 25 in the Western world, but in Korea, I'm 27. And the reason for that being is that if it's not your birthday yet, my birthday's in May, so if it's not your birthday yet, you add 2 years to your age. But if it's your birthday, if it's past your birthday, then you just add 1. So
it's a little strange.
It's kind of complicated.
And there's a little kind of weird rules if you're born really close to New Year's. But in general, like if your birthday's the 25th, you'll come out of your mom, you're 1, and once January 1st happens, you're now 2.
Yep, that happens.
Which makes no sense because you're actually like a week old, but you're now 2 years old in Korean kind of standards. And so individual birthdays are a little less important because everyone gains a new year on New Year's. And so New Year's is not like New Year's for us. Like we went out for New Year's, or at least I did because you were going to Hong Kong the next day. Yeah. And all the Westerners are all like at the bar, counting down. It's like a big thing. But there really was not many Korean people out.
They're at home eating like tteokguk, which is like the rice cake soup. You pretty much eat that.
Yeah, or they're sad and crying because now they're 30 or now they're 35 or it's just kind of weird that New Year's is just a kind of a day to be like, oh, we're all a year older. Yeah. Because that don't make no sense.
So I mean, if you want to calculate your Korean age, just take the year it is currently, so it's 2014, and subtract the year that you are born and add 1 year.
Yeah. So I'm 20. I don't even know how old I am in real life.
Okay, so what year were you born?
1986.
86. So 2014.
Old motherfucker.
Minus 1986. What is that? 28.
I think I'll be 28 this year in August.
28. So you are 29 in Korea.
I'm 29 in Korea. Yeah. I'm 27 in America right now. Yeah. But I will turn 28 later on in August. Yeah. So it's really crazy to me because like we have friends who come here at 20. They're actually 22 in America, but now they're like 24, 25 almost. And it's like now you lost your early 20s, and now I've lost my mid 20s, and I'm almost fucking 30 in Korea.
It's funny because age is just.
I mean, it's just a number.
You talk about it all the time, but Korean people don't age. They don't age though.
They don't. Like, you know, that Asian, you've seen that XKCD comic or whatever, where it's just like, Asians age so well, but then they hit some point, and it's like, you age 30 years in 10 years.
Yeah.
It's like when you're like 60 or something.
So true.
It's so sad.
So true.
But
that's kind of how age works, right?
Yeah. And age is incredibly important in Korea, if you didn't know, because you know, the way you speak to people is based on age. If they're older, younger, same age. Yeah. So you're going to want to know your age. The very first thing a Korean person will ask you when you get here for your job is going to be how old you are.
Because they want to know how to address you. They want to know, you know, whether to speak formally to you or, you know, not. Yeah. But, yeah. It usually if you're born really early, if you're born really late, you kind of will get lumped into like whatever class, but in school, and that kind of determines your age. So if you're born in January, you might get lumped in with last year's. So you actually might be like super old. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. It happens. So the third kind of interesting thing in Korea is how they do heating and how they do dryers. So how they do
dryers is they don't do dryers. You hang your clothes.
You hang your clothes. Ain't no dryers here.
Very economically friendly. But
yeah. And the thing is, like, I've bought a lot of clothes here, and I've brought a lot of clothes from home. And the clothes from home, like, when I wash them and dry them, like, hang dry them, they feel really fucking weird. But when
crispy.
It's crispy. It's not nice. It's just not nice. But the clothes that I bought here, when I wash them and dry them, they feel fucking amazing afterwards.
I don't understand it.
I don't understand it. So be prepared to kind of have your clothes just feel a little bit different than normal, especially socks.
Well, I know some laundromats will have like dryers and things like that, but it's really, really rare.
Yeah. And the problem with no dryers, for example, it's winter now. It's pretty darn cold.
And it takes forever.
It takes forever for your clothes to dry. So you got to really pre-plan that shit. You have to be like, okay, I need this. I better wash it now.
You got to be on top of your laundry game.
Yeah. But, you know, you can go to one of the big kind of supermarkets, and they do sell you things where you can buy like a rack that you put inside your home. Because
everybody has one of those, yeah.
I don't have one.
Yeah.
Well, I have one. Well, I was going to say most of us have like the washing machines in a separate kind of mini room in our apartments. Every foreigner apartment I've been to are like that. But I know some on the rare case are not. But that means they're usually shut off from the heating appliance that we use. So it's usually really cold in there. But you can buy something to put in your living room so that it kind of is heated like in the normal place. So you can hang stuff like there. And I actually kind of wanted to buy one. Because I was really tired of having my clothes take 3 days to dry.
Sometimes it really takes that long.
Yeah, especially if it's just a heavier thing, thick thing.
But so the heating element that Steven was talking about is so normally for Western kind of houses and apartments, heating comes through like, you know, heated pipes. Or not heated pipes, but like
it's either like a central
heating.
Central heating thing, or an individual
pipes, right?
Individual units.
You have some like water boiler or something like that, and then the water, you know, heats up and then
some magic happens.
Pipes through, and then it blows hot air out, you know, through the vents and things like that. But it's not like that in Korea. How is it like in Korea?
Well, it's called the Ondol.
Ondol.
And it's pretty much the heating still happens. It heats water, and the water is kind of funneled through pipes in the ground. So instead of the heating coming from the top, like most Westerner places,
through the air,
it comes from the ground, and it's not even throughout your whole house. It's usually focused in certain areas, some better than some worse, and it kind of doesn't really heat the air that well, unless you're in my apartment and it's like a sauna.
It takes forever for some places to get heated up.
Yeah. So a lot of people kind of start like sleeping on the floor or spending a lot of their time on the floor during the winter because that's where it's kind of warm.
Kind of cozy.
Now, everybody's kind of ondol works a little bit differently, but usually you turn it on. It takes some time
for the water to boil,
for the water to boil or to go through your whole house and slowly warm it all up. So, you know, coming from Texas, like, you know, I have like crazy central, you know, air conditioning unit, and it's like you want it hot, you press the dang button, and it turns hot really fast. Or you want it cold, and it's cold quickly. That don't happen here.
Yeah. But it is like relatively expensive too to heat up water all the time.
Yeah. My apartment has this weird rule where it only heats things up from like 10:30 at night to 8:30 a.m. to kind of save money. Still cost me about $120 last month. But I mean, it was cold. It was a cold month. It's winter.
Yeah.
In
It's
Texas,
the middle of winter, yeah.
yeah, you can get up to $200-$300, but you know that's a whole house in back home as opposed to
Like 1 or 2 rooms.
one or two
right?
rooms.
Yeah.
Um,
And your Ondol is like when it's on, when it's those times that his Ondol is on, it is so hot.
it's crazy, huh?
Like, oh god.
But for example, my neighbor, she turns it on to like I keep mine around 25 degrees Celsius, which is
pretty warm.
something in Fahrenheit. I don't know.
Which is about like 80-ish.
Yeah, but it gets really hot in here. Like I had to take off all my clothes and walk around in my boxers. But my neighbor, she turns it up to like 30, 35, and it's like not even close.
Yeah.
It really just depends on how your Ondol kind of feels and wants to do.
And I mean, there's times where like I drink a lot and I'm at Steven's place, we're doing a recording or something, and it's like 4 in the morning and I sleep on his floor and I feel like fried egg.
I could never sleep on that floor.
It's like I'm sleeping on a frying pan.
Yeah.
It's so hot. But yeah, that's kind of how it works.
Things you gotta get used to.
Just be prepared.
All right, the fourth interesting thing is something we very recently heard.
Yeah, which we haven't confirmed yet, but we've heard this from a friend.
And I've seen it multiple times online because I did try to see if it was real or not. But according to my friend, in general, like once you're married to somebody in Korea, it is illegal to cheat on them. It is illegal. You can go to jail and you get fined for up to 2 years.
Kamo.
Which is, I mean, especially coming from America, that's fucking crazy. Because then, like half
America has really high divorce rate.
Yeah. So, like for example, of course, it's grounds for divorce, but usually when someone cheats, like you send them to jail. That's part of the divorce.
And here's the thing: the person they cheated with also goes to jail.
Yes.
So if you're an adulterer, or if you're the girl on the side, man on the side, mistress, whatever, you go to jail too. And
that might also explain a lot of the services that might happen because maybe they don't technically count, right? If you're paying for a service, but if you're seeing some girl on the side, you get caught, you're paying a fine, you're going to jail, and now you're divorced and she got your shit. Or he got your shit because it kind of works both ways.
Yeah, usually not, though.
Usually. But that's just kind of just crazy to me that it's like, yo, like...
You going to jail.
Like, the institution of marriage is so important that it is illegal to cheat on your spouse.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That is just strange.
What? Like, I was like, you're lying to me, right? We were talking
about... No, you've been drinking too much. Like, you got... No.
Like, you're just telling me this because if we get married, you don't want me to cheat? You're trying to tell me that this shit's illegal?
No, but she's a law major too.
Yeah.
So
apparently that's how. And I know it originally started to kind of like be a protective measure against women because
they were mostly housewives back in the day.
They're mostly housewives. They have no form of income.
Yeah.
Like, there were no big repercussions for guys to kind of just cheat on them, which is true, and that happened in America. That still happens in America.
Yeah, like, and you say you divorce a woman and she's 40 and she has no means of living because she's been a housewife for however many years, and she's just in trouble, right? Yeah, so this is like kind of like, okay, I guess instead of being a dirtbag, now you could go to jail, so you better watch that shit. Yeah. And the fifth interesting thing, this just happened to me the other day, is that we have, in America, we have Sam's Clubs, we have Costco's, we have like Super Walmarts, we have these really big half grocery stores, half like selling you things. Like Targets.
Like electronics and stuff like that. So in Korea, we have two big ones. We have E-Mart and we have Home Plus. Yeah. And on the second and fourth Sundays of each month, they are not allowed to be open. Yeah, it is law that they have to be closed. And now the reason for this is pretty interesting, right? Yeah, the reason for it is because if they were open every day, no one would go to smaller ones. No one would go to small grocery stores. Yeah, like the mom and pop shops, kind of small business. Yeah. And so it's kind of cool, actually, that there's like a law that's like, yo, you can't be a money-grubbing, like, crazy motherfucker. Like, you got to respect that some people sometimes need to, need their living from these shops. Yeah. And I'm not too, like, sold
on the second and fourth Sundays. Like there's like 2 days out of like a whole month. And
but it really was annoying when I really wanted to go to Emart the other day.
It's more annoying than anything because you're just like, well, I need it on this day. Or if you're smart enough, you like plan ahead. Like okay, well, I'm just gonna buy groceries on Saturday instead of Sunday. Which on Saturday night, by the way, before these days, they are like those
really
supermarkets are packed.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people just bypass it in general. So I'm not sure if it's like that good of a measure to save.
True, but I'm sure there's some people that are like, oh, I forgot, I really need some stuff, so they just have to go to one of those small mom and pop ones. Like me. Well, and it makes sense because when's the last time you've seen a mom and pop grocery store in America? Like, unless you're in a small town, like super small town, like that's just not gonna happen.
Like a general store, you don't want to see those anymore.
Yeah, and the other thing though is that when the Emart or the Home Plus near your home, when it first opened, it was 24 hours. It was 24-hour Home Plus, and they actually said we're like, you cannot have this 24 hours. So it's not 24 hours anymore.
Yeah.
Like it is illegal for it to be 24 hours because so many businesses complain because they were like, if this place is 24 hours, why the hell would anyone ever want to come to any of our stores?
Yeah, if like Target is 24 hours, why would you need anything else?
Yeah. But in America, like the Walmart's 24 hours, most Walmart's 24 hours, all these places 24 hours. And like I kind of miss that. I kind of miss going at 3 a.m. and being like, what up? Like,
yeah, I call those some stuff. I call those Walmart dates because you go to Walmart and you're like, oh, I could buy this movie. It's only $3.
Yeah. Oh, that giant thing candy? All right, let's do this.
It's like, oh, I could use some Otter Pops, like 10 pounds of Otter Pops. Oh, yeah, I could do that. And it takes you like 6 months to finish.
6 months? Well, I don't know who you talking to, bro.
In the dead of winter. It takes but it kind of makes sense when you see all of the like convenience stores. Like there's like convenience stores on every block here.
Yeah.
And
sometimes 5-minute walking distance.
Right. There's like 3 or 4 different types of like 24-hour convenience stores. Where in the States you kind of only have 7-Eleven. Here you got 7-Eleven, like GS, CU. Like there's just so many that are open up. Like
it's crazy. It's crazy how many. Like, so it's like, yeah, if the big ass grocery store is open 24 hours, why would people need to go to the convenience stores to buy things? And it makes sense. It's actually really cool that they like are thinking about that. They're like, yo, all these people lose their jobs. We gotta help them making this law. And I really think, in America, it'd just be like, suck it up. Suck it.
Big business
business come and help out. It's like
big business pays for us. So
yeah. Whatever. So good job, Korea. It's very interesting. I thought
5 interesting things. Yeah.
I don't know how interesting they were for you. If you thought they were interesting, tell us. Tell us. All right, because we want to do some more of these, but we didn't really know what you guys wanted to hear. So this was a thing.
It was an experiment.
It was an experiment.
It's an experiment.
But I still, we still see double barbershops all the time. We're just like the barbershop. So when you come to Korea and you're older and you're wiser after watching this video,
keep an eye out.
Thank us. All right. So thank you for watching Two Waygooks in Korea.
As always,
we will see you guys next Wednesday because it's going to be Waygook Wednesdays.
Bye.